It's hard. It's hard to just start. So what you gotta know about AP chemistry? You think you know what you know? You don't. You gotta know thermodynamics. What is thermodynamics, you ask? Thermodynamics is just the relation of heat to chemical reactions and their spontaneity. So in order to cover that, you gotta know a few things first. Gotta know enthalpy, good old delta H from thermochem. When it's positive, it's endothermic, like what you see right here, going from low energy, going to high energy. It's negative, it's going the other way, high energy to low energy. All simple stuff, you should know this. It's a 0 for elements, gotta know that. Getting you ready for the AP exam. And up here is just watching a substance as it goes through the energy phases. Delta H would be those right there. You should know all this. But you might not know entropy. So what's entropy? It's just the chaos. How much disorder do you have? So as you go from solid to liquid to gas, you're increasing the chaos, increasing delta S, because you're going from nice, compact, simple stuff to going more and more crazy. You don't know what's gas doing. What's gas doing? You don't know. Solid, it's simple. Gas, it's crazy. Positive, you're increasing. Negative, you're decreasing disorder. That's what you gotta know. Increasing disorder, you're creating more, you're making chaos. That's entropy. Gibbs free energy, it's delta G. Well, what does the delta G mean? Well, it's simple. When it's positive, it's non-thermodynamically favorable. When it's negative, it's thermodynamically favorable. It's a little bit backwards, but you know, that's the way it is. And what it means is that will a reaction occur spontaneously? When it's negative, it will occur if you just put them in a room together. It just happens. Boom. Bada bing. And so the easiest way to calculate these, if it's given to you, it's just the sum of the products minus the sum of the reactants. That's all you got to know to find delta G, delta S, and delta H. It's good for everything. Everything you could possibly need. Other way that you can calculate this, delta G equals delta H minus the temperature and delta S. Although some of them may trick you up, delta S is in joules, delta H is in kilojoules. Make sure you convert between the two. Right here is a chart. You're going to need to know this for the AP exam. Negative enthalpy, positive entropy. It's spontaneous all the time. The other way around, non-spontaneous. Negative, negative, only at low, non at high. Plus, plus. Spontaneous at high, non at low. That's what you got to know. You're going to have to know this for the AP exam. This is when delta G, what it means. You got to know all this. Gibbs in this is Gibbs in equilibrium, where it's interacting with some of the other units we know. It's delta G equals negative RT ln of K, where that's the constant. T is temperature, and K is the equilibrium constant. How this relates is that where if K is favoring the products, delta G is going to be negative because it's occurring spontaneously. It's favoring the forward reaction. The other way, delta K is less than 1, delta G is positive, reverse reaction is occurring, it's not favoring the forward direction, it's non-spontaneous. And how this relates to electrochemistry, delta G equals negative Nepi, where you remember how voltaic works, you just put them together and they automatically occur. That's delta G equals negative because it's just occurring automatically. Electrolytic, it requires an outside source to occur. It's delta G is positive. You got to have something else to push it forward because delta G is going to be positive and you need that outside help. And right here, it's a triangle showing you how it all relates. Delta G RT ln of K, delta G equals Nefi, and that's not thermochem. I don't need that. Don't need to know that. That's you. That's not me. And right here, it's just a chart showing you how all that relates. Right here, we got some homework. Got a practice problem you got to know. So what you got here? You got find the enthalpy change of delta H. So how do you do that? Good old products minus reactants. It comes in all forms and sizes. It's very simple. You got to know this. Just plug all that in. You get the answer for enthalpy. Boom. Next one, B. Finding delta S gives you products and gives you the reactants. Just plug it in again, products minus reactants, you get your answer for that. What do you do when you got delta S and delta H, but you don't got delta G, well, you just put it into delta G equals enthalpy minus T and entropy. And so you put that, just plug it right in, and you get it, you got delta G.
Mr. Thompson, if you're in the building, please call 4543. Carol Thompson, 4543. Thank you.
Don't worry about that. That's not thermodynamics. That's not fun. We're having fun over here with thermodynamics. So D is the reaction spontaneous under standard conditions? Yes, because delta G is negative, so it's spontaneous. It's going to happen what you do. You just put them together, it's going to happen. And for the last one right here, you got to look at delta G equals negative RT ln of K. And so you just plug that into the good old reaction. You solve for ln of the K constant. Just plug it all in there, and that's how you get K. We know that it's favorable at the standard temperature, and so we know that K is positive. Check it with each other. It's a large K. You know that's going to happen spontaneously. Alright, that's thermodynamics. You should be ready for the test. Get ready, everybody, because here comes the AP exam.